Brittany, she's a mini you.
Hey, good morning, everybody. It's Tuesday, July 14th, 2026. My name is Don Swanker. I'm going to call the Jackson County Board of Supervisors meeting to order. To my left, I have Mike Steinis. To my right, I have Nin Flegel, Bjorn from IT, Lisa from the Auditor's Office. In the press box in the back, we have Andrew Long, the jail administrator. And online, we have Brittany and Mini Brittany. Good morning, everybody. First up, we have visitors and citizens. Anybody here would like to address the board online or in person? Hearing none, we have Becky Chapin, Human Resource Director, coming up to give us her.
Good morning. All right, got a few things for you this morning. The first one of that being is that County Assessor Jess Tracy had a vacancy in her office with her assuming the position of County Assessor. She has filled that vacancy. So I'm here today to ask for a motion to approve the hiring of Susan McAleer as Chief Deputy Assessor at an annual salary of $88,373 effective July 13th, 2026, including authorizing the county auditor to issue biweekly paychecks for the same.
So just for transparency and whatnot, do we have a little background? I mean,
Jess is actually going to bring her over and introduce her. She comes from Scott County. She has been in this position. I'm not sure the number of years, but it sounds like she's been there quite a while. So she is ready to jump right in our field.
from the email I got from Jess, we got from Jess, very qualified and we're very fortunate.
Yeah.
with us.
Most definitely.
I would make the motion to appoint
Susan McAleer.
Susan as deputy assessor or
Chief.
deputy assessor, because that's as
As
presented.
presented, there you go.
I would second that.
We got a motion by Mike, second by Nin to approve the hiring of Susan McAleer as Chief Deputy Assessor at an annual salary of $88,373 effective July 13th, 2026, and including authorizing the county auditor to issue biweekly paychecks for the same. Any other discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
Next, I have a certificate of appointment for a position change within the auditor's office. So as a formality, I would ask for a motion to approve and authorize the chair to sign the certificate of appointment for second deputy auditor Nicole Strathman, effective July 1st, 2026 through January 1, 2029, which is the remainder of the auditor's term.
I would make that motion.
I would second.
Got a motion by Nin, second by Mike to approve and authorize the chair to sign a signature of appointment for second deputy auditor Nicole Strathman effective 1 July 2026 through 1 January 2029. Any other discussion?
Not to reiterate again, but Nicole's been here for how long?
Couple years.
Yeah,
A
and
year and a
again,
half.
we're
Yeah.
fortunate to have her, correct?
Mhm.
Yes.
Any other discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
And last but not least, senior engineering technician David Chaplin has been with the secondary roads department for 6 months. Will be with the secondary roads department 6 months effective July 26th. And with that, Jaden and I recommend his pay be increased from 90% of the pay grade to 100%. So I would ask for a motion to approve David Chaplin, senior engineering technician, increasing to $31.56 per hour, effective July 6th, 2026, including authorizing the county auditor to issue biweekly paychecks for the same.
I would
So-
make that motion.
Second?
Got a motion by Nin, second by Mike to approve David Chapman, senior engineering technician, increase in pay to 100% of the rate, which is $31.56 per hour effective July 26, 2026, including authorizing the auditor to issue biweekly paychecks for the same. Any other discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Now we'll
So
go
that's all
back.
I had for action items. So without further ado, I'll let Jess introduce her new chief deputy.
Yeah, this is Susie McAleer. She started yesterday and came from Scott County Assessor's Office. So she's been working in the assessor's office for almost 8 years now and, so that's
Looking forward to joining the team here in Jackson.
Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Welcome aboard.
Yes, thank you.
Sounds
Nice
like-
to meet you.
You bet. You from around here? You,
I grew up in Charlotte.
oh, okay.
So I'm pretty familiar with Macokota. We came here a lot growing up. My parents did all their business up here, so
Okay.
excited to get back to kind of the small town feel and
Exactly.
Nice, we appreciate it.
Well,
Are you related to Bob? It's weird to have two McAleers in the building.
Oh, my brother-in-law.
Okay, gotcha.
And I didn't really see where it's right down the hall, you know, like, oh, but he works with the,
Well, we're glad to have you. Welcome aboard.
thank you.
You bet.
Yeah. Good luck.
Remember, thanks.
Have a good day.
What's the boss of yours, you know?
Yeah, all right. Sorry.
That's all I got.
Thank
All
you.
right.
Thank you.
Next up, I see we have Andrew Long, the jail administrator, here with his departmental update. Morning.
Good
Morning.
morning. Thank you.
You're welcome.
So we now have some prisoners from Johnson County in addition to Scott County. But part of what that stems from is a recent change in the law here. And what that looks at is how judges, magistrates determine bond eligibility for arrestees. This change is hitting larger areas pretty hard. We haven't seen a huge hit from it. Essentially what it does in many cases takes away the discretion of the magistrate or of the district judge in a bond review to where it's much harder for them to allow a person to be released on their own recognizance. This took effect July 1. The simple rundown of it is essentially any aggravated misdemeanor or felony has to be held on bond. Any simple or serious misdemeanor that involves drugs or violence also has to be held on bond. We haven't seen a huge increase of our own simply based on the fact that we see so many of the same individuals over and over. That we haven't seen a huge influx of people staying in jail of our own, but other counties are definitely experiencing it. The Johnson County Sheriff had put out an email to a group basically saying, this is hitting us very hard. So for example, one we did see that got held that might not otherwise have gotten held. She had possession of drugs and a theft fifth, which is your lowest level theft. Due to previous convictions, they're enhanced. So your third theft, regardless of value, is at minimum a third degree theft, which is an aggravated misdemeanor. So if I have 2 previous theft convictions and I steal a candy bar, it's automatically a theft third. Drugs is similar. Your third possession of drugs, exception being marijuana to a point, is automatically a Class D felony. So these people that might have otherwise been released on their own recognizance, due to the fact that it's simply low level stuff that's enhanced due to previous convictions, are now going to get held in jail. So we will see more of our own possession controlled substances being held simply because so many of them are that third offense. So I think we will see more of that being held in our own jail. But other counties are that are much larger, definitely running into a lot of problems. Johnson County has historically shipped out for a very long time. They have been using Muscatine quite a bit. They're now going other places to include us. So we took in 8 from them. We are charging them $65 a day. The rate currently for Scott County is $55. Scott County is providing us volume, and that's also based on an MOU that we had with them several years ago now. But we're currently at that $55 for them. We are going with $65 for Johnson County to be a little bit more up with the times.
On average, with these new prisoners being held, how long are we talking? I mean, is it more of an in processing, out processing thing than an actual residential time, or?
I'm gonna guess a matter of probably 1 to 3 months, depending. And the reason for that is those serious misdemeanors and above are where considered indictable, meaning that it goes up to district court. So that process typically takes longer than magistrate court does. So typically, I'm gonna say in that 1 to 3 months range is what we're going to see. I haven't talked with the county attorney's office a whole lot about what that looks like right now for us, but as of right now, that'd be my best guess, would be kind of that 1 to 3 month time frame. So with that, we're currently at 40 inmates, 10 of our own, 8 Johnson and 22 Scott. Average in June was at 35. And then, or sorry, the high count was 35. The average was 29.77. Last year, we saw a spike in July in terms of our out of county housing numbers, consistent with what we're seeing at the moment. So I would predict the next at least 3 months are probably going to be fairly high. $33,440 in revenue from Scott County for June, bringing our total for the fiscal year to $490,620. So just short of $500,000, which is kind of disappointing, but the number itself is good. I hoped we would hit that number, so 490,000 is where we're at, so just shy. Nobody was housed out in June, and it's actually probably been since last July that we've had anybody housed out, so we've been doing pretty well there. 29 people were booked in June. Other than that, it's kind of standard numbers in terms of the checks and meals served. We are having a little bit of a dispute with the company that manages our generator. Jeff's been handling the majority of that, but it turned out our generator wasn't, first of all, turned over to Jackson County's name from Rock River Electric, but additionally wasn't even running. So we determined that that started working around March. When they came to get that working, they sent us a bill that was several $1,000s. So we're disputing that to the point of it wasn't even turned over to our name. It wasn't working at the time. So hopefully we'll know more on that. We're going to confirm that it is working properly today. It's supposed to go off around 12:30. So we're going to go out and check, make sure it's actually working like it says. But
I guess, is this something that, do we need to be in contact with John Hanson on? Because to me, this would be part of the checklist of the.
and Jeff has been in contact with John.
Okay.
He was included in an email with this discussion. So we're waiting to find out. Hopefully they're gonna give in on it and won't have to fight it too hard, but the fact that it was never working, was not even turned over into our name.
We signed a maintenance contract too, and I don't know if that included the generator part of it, but the other units on the roof. But tell them send the bill to whoever owns it. Well, if it wasn't in our name, well, we
Right.
pay the bill on it.
Was that for the AC or I don't know?
It's the backup generator, so if power would go down.
Yeah, I understand
Well,
that.
the contract we
The
have is
maintenance-
for the units on the roof, right, for belts and whatnot, if I remember right.
And it might be, Jeff would know better than I.
Yeah, we have a maintenance contract, I'm sure.
I
Okay.
think that's your heating and air.
Yeah,
Yeah,
And
Is that the Geisler contract?
yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
yes, and there were people checking over work Easler did here yesterday. They went up to the roof and checked over, make sure everything was good there. But the generator itself is through Althofer Cat is who that contract is with, so they're claiming it's not covered. We're trying to work on why it should be, so we'll soon find out. And then one other thing I just wanted to bring up too, it came up with Johnson County coming is, we still don't have signage on the building. I don't know if you guys have any preference or guidance on how you would want us to go about that. If that's something we would discuss in terms of capital improvement funds, or what would be the right, approach to that.
signage for,
To say what it is.
Let's say sheriff's office.
oh, we did that on the west side.
Mhm.
No, it has Lynn's sign.
But that's it, yeah.
I guess we need to get together with you guys to figure out. What do you want it to say? Cause if I remember right, there was a little dispute on what it was gonna say. And what you're looking at, how big, how much and where, kind
Okay.
of thing.
We had some prototype photos at one time here, I thought that was
Yeah.
years ago already, we had the.
Yeah, Hanson provided it. He's provided it on other buildings, but he claims that it's not provided in our contract.
Imagine that.
Yeah.
I
Or
prefer
a la
not-
carte.
He can take offense if you want. I prefer not to have to deal with him anymore,
Yeah.
so.
So yeah, I can look into some potential options and bring it back and present it to you guys next time, or however you prefer to go about that.
Yeah, I would come up with some options you might have and costs, of course,
Mhm.
and see where we're at.
Sounds good. Other than that, I think that's about all I have for you guys here today.
Well, yeah, I mean, again, with the Johnson County thing, that's, you know, whether it's them or someone else, I guess it's $10 more. We certainly want to keep repeat offenders off the streets, but again, it comes with a cost for a lot of them counties to.
Transport out.
I'm just glad that we have the potential to take advantage of these opportunities, and although unfortunate circumstances they do come from, but you know, the fact that we're able to do that. Great, make sure we don't short ourselves to the point where we're housing so many outside people that during this possible influx over the next couple of months, our own people don't have to be shipped out, but
Right.
no, I think you guys continue to do a great job, and we hear less and less complaints about it all the time, so I think that is a huge win and a kind of a tip to what you guys are doing over there, so thank you.
And yeah, and at least, you know, with, if we would see huge influxes, at least with that mezzanine, we're prepared to accommodate that, you know, obviously for years to come. So that's a good thing on our end, and glad, you know, the board collectively decided to do that. It prepares us for the future, so.
So again, with the Johnson County, inmates, if you will, that, we still have the ability to, I wouldn't say pick and choose, but
Yes.
if that didn't work out for our situation, or you guys, and you've got the ability to send them back.
Yes, so the law only actually truly requires that we accept prisoners that are arrested by the Department of Public Safety, so State Patrol, DCI, that sort of a thing. So law doesn't require we accept even local prisoners, which obviously, you know, we do, but the law only requires that we accept State Patrol, so we can ship people back or have them pick up people at any time, so.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, thank you very much.
Thank you, Andrew.
Yep,
Well done.
yep, thank you, have a nice day.
Next up, we got Ruth Eltrich with the VA. Welcome.
Good morning.
Hey, good morning. I was like coming a little early. I learned stuff. Learn these things. All right. Another busy month. We had checked status on 38 of our open claims. We had 16 decisions made, 4 partial decisions or remands, 10 new disability claims, 12 appeals, 2 headstone applications, 1 burial benefit, 3 healthcare applications. We did 5 claims for dependents. So that might be a DIC claim, a dependency claim, a CHAMP VA claim, Chapter 35 DEA, something like that. We did 6 intent to files. There were 89 open claims. We filed 60 of them, and our percentage of claims was 67%. And I will say that number seems low, but I was running out of time this month, so I didn't take out the ones that were automatically done by the VA. So if it was, you know, someone returning to active duty or a drill pay adjustment, or the VA decided this person needed a medical exam, those pop up as well if they're in our county, but I ran out of time to take those out. So our percentage of claims filed is actually a little bit higher if I had taken the time to take all those ones out. For our May interactions, we had 142 phone calls, 25 emails, 54 in-person visits, 8 faxes, 3 mailings, 26 unspecified, so a total of 258 interactions. And our secretary took 59 phone calls and helped with 21 walk-ins. For April, we have 440 veterans, sorry, excuse me, and or their eligible dependents receiving $911,077 in compensation. I don't know, do you want me to wait on this one? Okay. Sure. The Veterans Affairs Commissioners did vote to recommend that Michelle Rowling be appointed to the Jackson County Veterans Affairs Commission. So we'll have that later today. And then we're back on the flag issue again. I didn't realize it would be such a debated issue, but so the commissioners discussed the possibility of putting a flag at the Penrose Annex. So several possibilities were discussed, including placing a flagpole, a flag that is attached to the building near the front door, or a setup like the Optimist Club where the flag is taken out each night and put out each morning. And they requested that I ask Board of Supervisors for their opinion. So part of what prompted this is the fact that the commissioners didn't feel like the Optimist Club flags met flag etiquette because they're out overnight without a light on them. And we don't have a light where that flag would be. We don't have a light that would shine.
Technically, I thought that requirement was lifted.
I don't know. It was a very big discussion that was had. So then they talked about putting a flag somewhere on the building. My preference would be to put one near the front door where there's a light and it can just stay all the time because I don't wanna really have to remember to put it out every morning and take it in every evening. My luck would be that I would forget, and I don't want to do that. So I don't know if you have any opinions.
So it was in this was in Bellevue a couple weeks ago. We had a scouting group come and we talked about a couple different scenarios. And they said it's required you have to have a light, but it also has to come from the ground up. So if we don't have the capabilities for electricity and I suggest that we don't maybe do that. I don't, you know, I
Yeah,
like the
other
idea of having a
than
flag out front, no doubt.
Mm-hmm.
Would be a solar,
Mm-hmm.
you can do a solar. Like,
If you Google it, it says that it needs to be illuminated,
Yeah,
so.
I think that's still statute.
This doesn't say if it's, you know, top or bottom, but it does say it needs to be illuminated.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's what I said. Mine's illuminated from the top with a solar light and they said.
Yeah.
well,
And that's
really-
from a,
That's
A
not
lot
really
of
the
them.
indicated calls for, so I don't know. I
Hmm.
didn't Google that or didn't check that out, but that's what them boys told me.
Okay, and that could be, my thought, well, I mean, if it could be from the top, my thought is, you know, we could just put it on the building where the light is at the top already by the door. To me, that would be the easiest solution. But again, if it needs to be from the bottom, we don't want to
Well,
do that.
again,
incorrectly.
I think in that office in particular, the veterans office, it
Mhm.
needs to be, the
appropriate.
etiquette needs to be
Yes,
appropriate. Yeah.
yes,
So if
exactly.
you're gonna take
Yeah.
it down every night, you're
Yeah.
gonna fold it like it's
Right.
supposed to be folded
Right.
every night.
Right,
Or whatever it may be, again, that's another
Yeah.
chore, if you will.
Yeah.
Right.
yeah,
And if
No.
you put it on like a pole or something, you know,
Mhm.
then you gotta follow your half mast, you know.
yes.
Yeah, I'm reading it right now and it just says properly illuminated. I thought at one point they were talking about getting rid of maybe for residential, but this just says properly illuminated. It does not say from the ground, from the whatever. It just needs to be visibly seen.
And I think probably the first thing the commission actually needs to decide is whether, if this is a very important thing to them that we have a flag. I don't think we've really discussed that.
Yeah, no, I remember,
So,
yeah.
you know, we do have one in our office, you know, in that front vestibule area, you know, we do have a flag in there. So it's not that we don't have a flag.
I know the Sons of the Legion, they sell these really nice flag poles and such that, you know, they're,
Mhm.
I guess fairly reasonable. I've got a couple of them, but, maybe we should also talk to Jeff Maintenance and say, you know, what would it take to run either electricity out there or if we need a solar or something. Mine has a solar from the top, so it works good, so.
Yeah.
I guess this is where I would kind of defer to you and your staff
Mhm.
and include Lene Birkin because she's in the building too.
Right.
As to what you're looking for, would you prefer one just on the building? Do you want an actual pole? Do you want one you gotta put up and take down every night? Do you want, you know?
I can tell you right now, I don't want one I have to put up and take down. Because there's also times where, you know, we aren't, I'm thinking 4th of July, right? So 4th of July, very patriotic, fly a flag. We aren't in the office 4th of July, so who's gonna come in
Mhm.
and put the flag up, right? And if people drive by and we don't have a flag that we normally have up, that could really cause offense. And I don't want to do that, but I can't guarantee that someone's gonna be here on 4th of July to, you know, to fly.
Say if you guys want one on the building that you would just set out,
Yeah.
but then I would still maybe look, cause the Optimist was $35 a year. You're guaranteed to have one out on all the federal holidays and I mean, you could do kind of a tandem thing or
Mhm.
whatever.
Right,
If you did one on the building, there's a significant cost savings versus one put in the ground and illuminated and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And you could use some of that savings to pay for the Optimist with, on a holiday, you don't have to worry about having a flag out and taking it down and stuff, so.
right, okay.
And,
Yeah, I would say your commissions is made up of veterans, so they,
Yes.
they should have a preference here of what they want. I
Right,
guess they
right.
can discuss it and.
Yeah,
and in the code, it does say illuminate, it doesn't say how, so I
right,
get their hesitation, the Optimists aren't illuminated, but they're along the streets, they're affected by a lot of the street lights. They're visible, it looks
Mhm.
very impressive and
And I think there's an exception to that because, you know, we as Lion Club members in Bellevue, too, we put up over 700
Yeah.
on them holidays and
Mhm.
I think there's an exception to some of that.
it,
well, and
it's-
someone did comment too, you know, we put flags in the grave markers
They're not.
and they're not illuminated either. So, you know, I don't know, you know, where do you draw Where do you
We're
draw
at the
line?
cemetery over Memorial Day, they line, you know,
Yeah,
there's different
Yeah.
times.
yeah, so.
There could be an exceptions, maybe, I don't know.
Okay.
Again, I'm not the expert on it, so I
Right.
don't know.
Right. Well, I guess maybe
I do
moving
feel it's
forward.
appropriate to
Yeah.
have one there, and I don't think any of us have a objection to that, it would
Sure.
just be.
Sure. Well, moving forward, I think once they kind of narrow down what they want, we'll present it again and you know.
Never thought it would be such a lengthy topic of discussion.
I didn't either. It's interesting. It's interesting the things that do become lengthy that you had not anticipated. So, you know, that's okay. Everybody's got passionate feelings.
Personal
about life.
preference, I like
Yeah.
pools versus
Sure.
off the side of the building.
Mm-hmm.
But-
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
My personal preference.
Yeah, I know. I just worry about the logistics of it. You know, if you have to take it up and down, or if you have to have it, you know, illuminated all the time, and then, you know, I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's all that I have other than the.
Awesome.
So with her finishing up here, I would need a motion to accept and place on file the June 10th, 2026 minutes from the Veterans Affairs Commission meeting.
I would make that motion.
Second.
Got a motion by Nan, second by Mike to approve, accept and place on file the minutes of the Veterans Affairs Commission meeting held on which date?
June 10th.
June 10th, 2026. Any other discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
And are you wanting to move forward with the appointment of the next VA commissioner?
I would say yes.
Are you going to accept the recommendation from the VA?
I would
So
say
Who's,
yes.
who's coming on?
Laura Eggers is
Okay.
coming off. Yes.
So with that being the intention, then I would need a motion to approve the recommendation from the Veterans Affairs Commission to appoint Michelle Rowling as our Veteran Affairs Commissioner effective July 14th, 2026 through June 30th, 2029.
So move.
I would second that.
We got a motion by Mike, second by Nan to approve the recommendation of the VA Commission to appoint Michelle Rowling to the Jackson County Veterans Affairs Commission effective
July 14th.
July 14th, 2026. Any other discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
Well, thank you guys.
Thanks, Ruth.
You bet.
Have a good day.
Keep up the good work.
Good morning.
Good morning. First thing on our agenda is 2080 agreement and resolution for the federal fiscal year 26 CHBP grant application. So through the previous weeks, you know, this is the grant application that will include Moorhead Bridge as well as bridge on 407th Avenue for this upcoming CHBP application.
I would make that motion.
So you're gonna make the motion to approve and authorize the chair's signature on a 2080 cooperative agreement for FY26 competitive highway bridge program.
Hey, hang on just a second. We got a woodpecker problem in the courthouse. All right. I'm gonna repeat that.
So is your motion then to approve and authorize the chair's signature on a 28E cooperative agreement for FY26 competitive highway bridge program grant project?
Yes, it is.
Okay,
That's what I said.
I thought so.
I would second that motion.
All right, now trying to repeat these because they're not on any of the agendas that
Are they on the cadence from when he sent separate on Fridays?
Is
So the
that,
motion is to approve and authorize the chair's signature on a 2080 cooperative agreement for FY26 competitive highway bridge program grant project.
and that was made by Nan, second by Mike, right?
Yes.
Any other discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
And with that is the resolution, that will be from the Board of Supervisors as your letter of support for the project.
Well, I have that, but I was
To
looking at.
approve the resolution 120407-14-2026.
in support of the joint CHBP grant agreement and letter of support for the competitive highway bridge program grant project, bridge FHWA numbers 1919-21 and 1946-71, which have been included in a bundle with other counties in the state of Iowa.
That is not on any of my agenda.
I don't have that either, that feel, but I have Jaden's. I would second
We-
that motion.
We have a motion by Nan, second by Mike to approve resolution 1204-07-14-2026 in support of the joint CHBP grant agreement, letter of support for the competitive highway bridge program project for bridges 1921 and 1946-71 as wrapped up and all that stuff. Any other discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
So once, that's signed, I'll take that and get that over to the County Engineers Association and kind of expect, I think in their notice of funding opportunity, it was put in there that grant, it was for FHWA to make a determination on that grant around September. So really, it's a short turnaround. So we should know hopefully by fall whether or not we were selected with fingers crossed.
So with this grant, it's kind of like, here's the package, they approve it, what's in the package gets done? Or do they, are they trimming or selecting certain bridges?
No, so it's, if they were to award, so we are being part of the state of Iowa, it's just one state of Iowa's having one application. If they award to us, these bridges are, it's not like, oh, we're gonna do this bridge and not this bridge, it's the whole kit and caboodle.
So that package that you sent us, that listed all them counties that were in on that's in the whole bundle.
Yep, that is the whole,
Okay.
And on 407 is which one is it?
it is the one on maybe the north end, right as you come off of County Highway Z15. Right
Okay.
before you start going up the super steep.
Okay, because I just know once you get up on top, if you keep going, there's another
Yes,
bridge.
correct. It is the one, if you're heading from Bellevue going south.
Okay.
It is
It's
the first
one,
one. Yeah.
before you go up the,
Yes.
okay.
And we did some decking on that. I would say it probably had been 5 years ago already now that we did some decking on that bridge, but yeah.
Yeah, that one,
Did we vote on that?
I think we did.
Okay, just making sure.
So yeah, so this is the same.
All those in
grant.
favor say aye. Both there, we did there.
So this is the same grant that if you recall from, the determination was made not that long ago, but we applied about 2 years ago for the bridge on 578th Avenue over by Miles that is actually on the March letting. So the plus side of the state of Iowa to get awarded this federal fiscal year 26 one is that our two bridges constitute a bundle in themselves. Because if you recall the other bridge from federal fiscal year 24, we have to bundle with Dubuque County and City of Dyersville. So when a contractor is bidding on he's bidding on all three of those projects, our bridge, Dubuque County, City of Dyersville. With this federal fiscal year 26 one, with our bridges being constituted just a bundle, they are bidding on just both of our bridges at the same time, so.
Nice. What's our match in that? That's my memory.
It's expected to be around 20. They won't know until if they determine to award, they'll say, hey, what is the percent local match, but it's expected around 20.
Okay.
So people know that's 22 counties in this. I just counted them up and 3 cities.
Yes, and the
It's a
total
big package for the state of Iowa.
and the maximum amount ask, I guess, is $32.5 million. So obviously the state of Iowa is requesting that maximum of 32.5, which was what was received for federal fiscal year 24. I don't know what they received for fiscal year 25, but Iowa's fared very well for this type of grant application. And then I'll just move on to the biggest, I like to believe is maybe the biggest news. Last week, we were officially notified that we have been awarded the fiscal year 26 build grant for Iron Bridge replacement. So that was a joint application with 6 other counties, so 7 total, because we constitute one of them. And all of them were large bridge projects, and this was our 3rd time applying, and well, we finally got it. So just a quick tally for Iron Bridge then. the grants that have been received for that replacement, because there was also a $2 million one from the DOT
Mhm.
a couple years ago. We're up to basically $5.7 million for in grants for Iron Bridge, so. That'll take a huge burden off our shoulders, I guess, or.
Good
So
work.
the timelines and everything for all the different grants play out, so it'll work, or?
Yeah, so with the build grant, we're not tied to any of the other counties. We'll all have separate lettings because they're just, the scope of the projects is just way too much. So
Mhm.
ours will be in our own letting at its dedicated time. And right now we're shooting, it's currently under design and we're shooting for I want to say March of 28 letting.
Are we still in the process of maybe the placement of that bridge?
So we're still looking at, most likely it's gonna end up going downstream, southeast, yes, downstream.
Yeah.
Because that existing bridge is eligible for listing on the National Register of Historic Places. and
Why?
Because of the type of trust that it is. I have to pull up the historical study.
It's eligible, but is it listed, I mean, is there a difference on
So.
if it's not listed already?
So Federal Highway will not let us, since it is eligible, they will not let us just tear it down without having to do a whole bunch of mitigation. So and that mitigation cost is not something that is covered with any of the bridge money grants. That would all have to be 100% local effort, and it's really kind of a.
So whatever expenses we have going forward, because it's still sitting there, they will take over that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I wish.
Look at the East Line Bridge in Monmouth. It's got trees growing up in it and it's basically waiting to fall in. And so this bridge over the Macocata River at some point in time, hopefully not in our lifetimes, will be considered a hazard,
Mhm.
or we're gonna have to spend enough money to keep it
Mhm.
up enough so it don't fall in the river. But if and when it does, we'll have to clean it up.
Yeah, and it's gonna look when the new bridge is in and you have it'll be next to the old one, it will look really dumb. I mean, I'll be honest. When you drive down, it's like, what's this old bridge sitting here for?
So anybody driving across the new one's gonna gawk over at the old one and
And then cause a wreck.
So
I will say that for the Timber City Adventure Race, it will be kind of nice that if that old bridge is there, if we could keep it open to pedestrian traffic or whatever, that there's a lot of spectators and all that kind of stuff that could maybe park along there and be able to get out and watch and not have to have cops and everybody on the normal right of way. But again, that's like for 3 hours,
Yeah.
you know, I mean, it's not, I appreciate them trying to preserve historic, but the type of trust. I mean, does that mean the iPhone 7s are historic now because they were a specific, I don't get, just because something's old doesn't mean it's historic. Did Abraham Lincoln go across that
Mike
bridge?
is not historic, I'm sorry.
I mean, the thing is, to me, there's also a liability issue here with things.
Yeah.
that,
Yeah.
You know,
yeah, and Federal Highway, they don't. Since it's eligible for listing, because there's no way we can change it. The state has already done a historical report throughout the entire state of all the bridges, and there's no changing that determination. But in order to try to put the new bridge in its place by tearing down the old one, there's what they call the feasibility study that's got to be done, which there's basically 3 options. One is the do nothing approach. Is what happens if you do nothing? Is that feasible? The second one is, can you build on a new alignment? Is that the feasible option? Which that's what we're doing. That's sometimes the easiest avenue. Or the third option is it feasible to rehab the bridge? And when talking with the DOT, that is the one Federal Highway really looks at with a fine tooth comb, where they get real in depth on that, because it's very hard. This is coming from the DOT, that it's very hard to convince FHWA that a bridge can't be rehabbed, because they don't care about the cost. Cost is irrelevant. They don't. It's not like, well, it's going to cost us an extra $500,000. That doesn't matter to them. But is it feasible to rehab it? And again, we have to pay for that study to get done, and then whenever the results are from it of mitigation, we have to pay. So it drags stuff out. So just to streamline it, to get the bridge replaced and avoid all that, is what we're looking at, moving the bridge downstream.
Yeah.
don't know if it's the right or wrong answer, but it's just way we're gonna move forward, I guess, to get the bridge replaced.
So we're trying to eliminate red tape, but seems like there's more and more comes with
Right.
every project.
And for looking into the future too, for river bridges, this truss is a sister bridge to the Damon Bridge north of Preston, so it's without a doubt, or most likely that the Damon Bridge is gonna be eligible for listing too, because of its type of truss. I'm trying to recall exactly from the historical report that was done. I want to say it's like a Pennsylvania style truss, which there's only 3 of them.
Why do we need two then?
Yeah, I was gonna say.
We're showing that style.
And there's only 3 left in the entire state, and of course 2 of them are within our county, with it being those 2 bridges.
They send it to Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
So that's unfortunate, but at least we got some grants to get the bridge replaced.
Right.
Um,
I mean,
County
good-
conservation
good for
doesn't
them.
need one anywhere.
Some other counties have reused.
Our county conservation.
Both them bridges are long.
Because other county, I think it was Lynn County that actually had Army helicopters and were they Chinooks maybe, that actually lifted a historic bridge and
Mhm.
moved it to a trail for conservation, for their conservation.
Jones County.
Jones
Jones
County,
County did.
yeah, they did down
Okay.
the,
I was
down there,
there.
but yeah, Andy's place, yeah.
Mhm.
I think it was when Lynn County did it, I believe they had issues where when they were trying to lift it, one of the cables broke and the bridge fell and they had to get it all repaired, it's all that unknowns that it's just.
Nice.
I
So.
feel like it's easier to leave it in place. It's easier to leave it in
Yeah.
place and we'll just build a new bridge and let's keep
Put
going.
some ballards or something,
Maybe
so
we
it's
need to
only
mix
a
that
walkway.
Well,
Before
Becky,
you're up,
Jackson County.
before your updates there, I just want to thank Jade because I don't know if anybody got the opportunity to listen to Just Talk last week, but it was very interesting. We got that confirmation last week and he was so nice to accompany me to the Just Talk and go over.
Oh, you got out of it.
Explain. Well, I didn't want to mumble up the grants that were available and why and what and the amount. So he actually went back to 22, 4 years.
Yes.
And it totaled over 10.
Over 10.7 million with probably over 80% of just constituting bridges between like Iron Bridge, the Chenoweth Bridge, the City of Monmouth Bridge that got applied, what was another one? Of course, those 2 in itself.
well, I would just say over the last 4 years, roughly. And I can say that because I'll speak to the last 4 years because that's how long we've been
Right.
sitting in the chair is. If Jackson County hasn't figured out there's been a focus on bridge maintenance and replacement between day laborers and these bridges, I mean, it's a significant volume. I mean, 2 years ago, we did 9 or something day labor bridges? And I mean, it's been a concerted effort on the roadways of Jackson County, both with the reclaiming, the bridges, the right of ways and all that stuff. So it's really starting to be a noticeable thing, even with the volume of roads that we have. It is a tangible result of the dedication and hard work of our secondary roads crews.
Again, the map that's in our office,
Yeah.
I mean, there's still a lot on there, but from when I came here 4 years ago, there's significant
Yeah.
bridges taken off of there.
And with, of all of our bridges in our county, 15 of them we have 15 bridges over the Macocata River and you could, with some of them on paved routes, some of them on gravel, but it's real easy to, on average, each one over the Macocata River, on average, it costs about $3.5 million to replace. And obviously we have many more bridges other than that, but what these grants do, especially for these river bridges, is one allows them to get replaced, but then use our bridge money that would have otherwise been used for this to now tackle other bridges, such as, like the one that is on the Z15 or Springbrook Highway and those types of bridges frees up the money that would have been used for the river bridges, frees up money to replace other bridges like that. So it's.
So a general knowledge question for me, because now we know that Damon Bridge and Iron Bridge are historic in some manner or fashion. To me, the next couple of bridges that jump out to me that scream for possible replacement due to their size and all that would be like the bridge on 150th there by Esgate, coming down that steep hill, and the Canton Bridge. Are they historic?
No.
Awesome.
Not to my knowledge, because there's nothing, those are more standard bridges, and when they're standard, they're they're not unique
Yeah.
in that regard, so.
I guess I'd like to think that our efforts and we do this quite frequently, and when we do our conventions and whatnot, we have extensive conversations with our legislators about our bridge situation in the last 5 years, so
Mhm.
somehow I think that made a difference somehow a little bit for us, I don't know that. But
And if we are fortunate enough to get awarded this, from today's agenda, the CHBP grant, which would include Moorhead Bridge, I mean, you could say in a 6-year time span, we'll have replaced 3 river bridges. I mean,
Just
that's,
major.
yeah, that's pretty substantial. Moorhead, going back to historic, Moorhead Bridge is not eligible for listing, so we can replace that one in its current place.
Well, we'll give it back to the state who gave it to us. We'll be like, that's your historic grant.
They do that too.
We just leased it.
So it's, and
Cool.
it's
Any other
free
questions?
money.
just an update, if you would, we got some projects that are coming to a close.
Yes, so the one over by, of our 3 bridges that are going on right now, the one over by Preston on 450th Avenue. The bridge is done, just waiting for the subcontractor to show up to do the final grading and our seating restoration stuff, which should be expected here on the tail end of this week and early into next, and after that, should be good to open up. So that should be open here within the next week, hopefully. The 362nd Avenue or Springbrook Highway Bridge, they're actually out there installing guardrail today, and I think the seating is getting done today with pavement markings scheduled for tomorrow. So assuming all that happens as planned, it's hopeful that the bridge should be open by tomorrow afternoon.
Nice.
It looked pretty good. I was over there the other day. It was.
Yeah, it's.
Well, of course, I get questions on that one, but I just tell them it's close, so it's.
Yeah,
It is a little warm out, so them boys are at it, but.
it is, and all the subcontractors have been there as planned up to this point, so assuming that holds true. And weather, I mean, it's hot, but it's dry, no rain.
Yeah.
Hopefully again, by tomorrow afternoon, that's opened up. Kenilworth, they should be hopefully setting the bridge beams on the piers. Don't know if it'd be late next week, at the earliest week, late next week. Or otherwise the following week, we'll be setting the bridge beams over that. Waters have now been receding a little bit where they can work their way into, because they gotta get cranes. Cranes only reach so far, cranes on both ends, so they gotta get kind of closer into the river to be able to lift those beams up on the piers, but making progress there. And then the concrete overlay project, the majority of the paving work is done as far as the true overlay. Now it's just they're forming up and working on some of their tie-ins, like at intersections or doing the side road aprons, with shouldering to follow after that, and then pavement markings. So I'd say depending on weather and contractor schedule, maybe a month yet. But I know at this point, the local people that live on that stretch are now getting in and out of their driveways on the new slab. The contractors got all that taken care of for them to have access.
It's nice. I drove on it a little bit Saturday.
Mhm.
It's a notable difference. It'll be nice.
Yeah, and, for that being our first concrete overlay, I mean, I know it's more of an inconvenience than what our asphalt overlays are for the residents on there, but there's a few people that just called with some, whether they had doctor's appointments, what have you, but we worked with that, and I guess with talking with the contractor, it went really well, but I understand there's not as many people on that stretch of road as maybe some of our other highways, but it went really well, for as good as you could ask for. And then on the maintenance side of things, sorry to keep you for so long here. We have 2 crews now reclaiming. They're over by the Springbrook, Preston area on the kind of the east side of the county, and then there's also a crew over here just on the east side of Macokota working. So we got 2 crews going finally, and weather's looking good. It's hot, but looks dry where we can try to keep that rolling. So everybody's firing on all cylinders, I guess.
Good to hear.
So yeah, sorry for taking up a lot of time there.
It's all good, it's all good.
It's good. We appreciate it.
Good things.
All right.
Thanks, Jen.
Next up is Lisa Smith.
This morning, I need a motion to approve the July 7th, 2026 meeting minutes as written by Auditor Smith and authorized publication in the official newspapers.
So moved.
I would second.
Got a motion by Mike, second by Nin, to approve the minutes of the July 7th, 2026 meeting as written by Auditor Smith and authorized publication in the official newspapers. Any other discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
I need a motion to approve and authorize the auditor's office to issue warrants in the publication of the claims listing in the amount of $170,638.91.
I'd make that motion.
I would second.
Got a motion by Nan, second by Mike to approve and authorize the auditor's office to issue warrants on the publication of the claims listing in the amount of $170,638.91. Any other discussion? I didn't really see anything that overly jumped out. It's pretty much kind of run of the mill, pay the bills kind of thing.
Yeah.
All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
Need a motion to approve a Class B retail native wine license to Friends of Jackson County Conservation at 18670 63rd Street, Macokota, effective July 25th, 2026 through July 24th, 2027.
Move to approve.
I'd second that.
Got a motion by Mike, second by Nan to approve a Class B retail native wine license to Friends of Jackson County Conservation at 18670 63rd Street, Macokota, effective July 25th, 2026 through July 24th, 2027. Any other discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
I need a motion to approve a Class C retail alcohol license with outdoor service to Linda S. Wells, doing business as Bluff Lake at 9369 95th Avenue, Macokota, effective July 17th, 2026 through July 16th, 2027.
I would make that motion.
I would second.
Got a motion by Nan, second by Mike to approve the retail or Class C retail alcohol license and outdoor service to Linda S. Wells, doing business as Bluff Lake at 9369 95th Avenue, Macokota, effective July 17, 2026 through July 16, 2027. Any other discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
And based on last week's discussion that you had with Dan Detterman from Beckwith Commercial Roofing, he did present a proposal to me of which the county share of repairing the roof at the Pearson Center at the Jackson County Fairgrounds is $1,285. What is the board's wishes as far as this? Is this something that you?
So again, we had a conversation last week and everybody watched it. We talked about responsibilities and my part, I do appreciate them stepping forward and say they had some responsibility maybe to do this prior when the work was done. So again, what he's proposing is that we pay for the material and they're gonna do the labor. So to me, that seems fair.
So if you agree, I would need a motion to approve and authorize chair signature on the acceptance of proposal between Jackson County and Beckwith Commercial Roofing for $1,285 for repairs to the Pearson Center roof at the Jackson County Fairgrounds.
So moved.
I would second that.
Got a motion by Mike, second by Nan to approve and authorize chair signature on acceptance of proposal from Beckwith Commercial Roofing for the repairs on Pearson Hall roof of the Jackson County Fairgrounds for $1,285. Any other discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
That's all that I have for the board today.
All right. Anybody got anything for the good of the order?
I do not.
I did have a meeting with, I don't know what I just. Ports of Eastern Iowa. They are wanting to know about. Wanting basically the 5 counties that are part of this Ports of Eastern Iowa about a financial input of $2,500 to become a lifetime member of the Ports of Iowa or something like that.
Paid annually, probably.
No, I believe this is a one, if you do it's either 500 yearly or if you do the 2,500, it's a lifetime.
And I remember when, and I know you're the layperson, but I remember when they were forming this, they said there was no financial commitment for the counties whatsoever.
You figure it was coming.
Yeah.
Again, we discussed this several times when this whole port of whatever it was come about and, you know, what was the benefit to Jackson County? I understand that there's businesses north and south of us that both benefit quite a bit from
Yeah.
us, you know, Dubuque and whatnot. We don't really have any ports in Jackson County, so I would have to see the proposal in writing before I could make a.
what we get for it,
Right.
you know, cause right now it would be just us funding everybody else's.
If our name is on it, that's what you get, well.
Yeah. And again, I'm just kind of throwing it out there. It's been like early talks.
Duly noted.
Yeah,
That was-
bring us something in writing that I can read so I can scratch through it.
You know, they've talked in the past at their meetings, which are very hard meetings to follow because again, you're getting our main representation at the meetings are like the Corn Belt
Mhm.
port and these other ports. So they're kind of talking about what's going on in them areas and it's very hard to relate that back to what benefit it would do for Jackson County. As you said, Mike, it's easy to see Dubuque or Clinton where they have the green belts right there.
Not only that, but again, the input or whatnot from the other side of the river, I mean.
Right.
We have a large representation in Illinois in this
Yes.
part of this deal, so
Yes,
it's
so-
kind of complicated,
But-
from whatever the emails you get, they're complicated.
Right, and one of them conversations from the meeting also was like so much given to ports of eastern Iowa to get a base fund going or whatever, and so, and that was a per capita deal, and I didn't think that was a real benefit to Jackson County at that point, but
Well, it's amazing to me, most of his emails come like early in the morning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Late at night, I mean, it isn't during business hours, so
Yeah.
it's kind of sporadic and.
Yep.
All right, anything else for the good of the meeting?
If there's no further business, I'd make a motion, we adjourn.
second that.
Got a motion by Mike, second by Nan to adjourn. Any other discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.